Man, I look at this Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, and Canelo situation a little different than a lot of other people. I'm not talking about the Neanderthals and the knuckle draggers. I know what y'all already know what they are all about. It's pulling cock. I'm not into that. I don't ride cock or pull cock. All thing I do is talk about boxing. But there's a way for Canelo. See, Canelo is a mystery, but Errol Spence is he's in a very good position. Errol Spence he might be doing things backwards. He might be using Canelo. He might be using Canelo to try to make himself bigger, so he can leverage himself with the Crawford fight. So he'd be like, look, man, I don't need AJ. That's all cat. I can fight Canelo and make double the money in one fight and retire and stay on my farm and with my horses and raise my daughters and my son. I don't need you. See, he might be using the Canelo. Is he using Canelo? Is Errol Spence using Canelo to make himself seem bigger so he can easy negotiate with the Crawford fight? I don't know. I just think those brothers need to get on the phone, man, and work out a deal, man. It's a shitload of money for all of them. And Crawford got a big enough name to try to shoot for Canelo. If if um if this nigga Canelo will fight Amir Khan, he'll fight Terrence Crawford. If this nigga Canelo will fight a motherfucker like Amir Khan, this nigga need a chin transplant yesterday. He needed a chin transplant yesterday. Try to say that shit backwards 3 times. He needed a chin transplant like yesterday. Last year, this nigga can't take a punch to save his fucking life. And Canelo fought Amir Khan. So you think he planned about fighting Errol Spence? Crawford can get a shot. Crawford can move up. Canelo can be beat. It's a secret to beating Canelo and Errol Spence. The same way you beat Canelo is almost the same way you beat Terrence Crawford. And that's crazy. And I'm telling y'all, man, I looked at their styles. I know. The same way Errol Spence should use Terrence Crawford as a prelude to fighting Canelo, because you basically got to beat both of them guys the same way. You got to beat both of them the same way. Crawford liked to dictate the pace, but he got better gas tank than Canelo. But Canelo got better defense than Crawford. But you beat both of them same way, is dictate the pace. Crawford like to dictate the pace. He don't like you dictating the pace to him. If Errol Spence go in there and be the boss with both of those guys, it's kind of ironic and it's kind of eerie that both of these guys want to fight him, but he can use the same ingredients to beat both of them. Is to be the boss. But you gotta have a chin, and you gotta be durable, and you can't get tired. But those are the ingredients. But you also gotta have the right dimensions to beat him. You can't be a little motherfucker like Sean Porter and go up there and try to beat Canelo. He's too little. He's too light in the ass. It's too little. Too short. Canelo beat the shit out of him. But Errol Spence can employ the same game plan. Just be the boss. You look how when Mayweather fought Canelo, Canelo never got his game plan going. He was always working from behind what Mayweather was doing. When the fight first started, go look at it. When the fight first started between Mayweather and Canelo, Mayweather ran across the ring and punched him right dead in his face, and was the boss the whole time. I'm talking about he was changing the angle on his hands, on his jab. He was changing. He was shooting a jab through his gloves. He was touching his gloves. He was using his lead hand as a blinder, shooting around his gloves, shooting through his gloves, going to his body, hooking off the left and the right, going straight down the middle, changing up the speed, changing up the tempo of his lead hand. He was just doing everything, man. He gave this nigga a boxing lesson. He fucked Canelo up, and Canelo cried like a baby. Canelo got his ass whipped, and he learned a lot from that. But Errol Spence can use the same game plan to beat Crawford and Canelo. I'm not saying he can beat these guys. I'm not saying none of that type of shit. So please don't come with your hand inside your pussy crying. Oh no, you don't know what you're talking about, buddy. Oh, but that knuckle dragon shit. No, go that way. Go over there. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the same tactic can beat both of these guys. Is be the boss. Be first. Let them catch up. Cause I'm gonna tell you how. If you be first with Crawford, if you be first with Crawford, and don't let him dictate what he's going to do, how he's going to set it up. If you got to keep him on, you got to keep him on defense, so he won't set up his offense. Same way you beat Canelo. If you sit there and try to box with Canelo, you can mix things up. You can do a little bit of that, do a little bit of this, but you got to have the right dimensions to have it. Like this guy, he fought Caleb. Caleb Smith was tall enough to stay outside of his range and win that fight, but something is very fishy. There's something wrong in Denmark when it comes to that fight. That's all I got to say about that. Something is very rotten when it comes to that fight. But Errol Spence can use the same ploy. Be first. Be the boss. Keep them on defense. And you can win a lot of rounds like that. But you got to be boxing, though. You got to be boxing. You can't be throwing no wild punches. You got to be throwing your shit straight. You got to be doing a lot of different things in there. But you got to be first when you do it. Be first. Dictate the pace. Keep the best defense is a good offense. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.